to the channel. Today, I am going to be talking about building a team during the COVID fallout. The COVID fallout is happening. Is it happening to you? It's happening to me, for sure. Definitely, for sure. And, you know, it's changed a lot of things and continues to change some things. But if you're new to the channel, I'm Eric Roberts. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, a producer, worship leader, and and I'm working as building a media team at our church now and doing our live stream stuff. So that's pretty good. And welcome you into the studio here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's beautiful here. I moved here about 2.5 years ago. Still glad I moved here. Now, Mama, I do miss you. I do miss you, Mama. And miss the farm, miss some things. But we're going to go back to see the family at Christmas. And I get to go back and work on pianos some up in Ohio. Pianos in Ohio. But the COVID fallout, I'll tell you what. I did go to the mall, took my wife out on a date and last night, which was good. And I went to stores, and they're like, "You need to wear a mask, sir. You need to wear a mask." I said, "No, I don't really need to. I'm not around anybody. There's nobody at the mall." I'm not supposed to be talking about COVID on this channel, but the thing is there's nobody at the mall. It's like the couple weeks before Christmas, it's like dead empty. Stores just empty, and you go in, there's like one person like, "Sir, you need to wear a mask. You need to wear a mask on, sir." So I just go to other stores. So the two stores that we spent money at were stores that were not enforcing these goofy mask mandates, and and that's just what I did. Okay, so I got a motorcycle jacket, which was awesome, and some other stuff. But the COVID fallout, it's real. Look at the mall. This is one of the biggest malls in one of the most wealthy communities in the United States, actually. And in just south of Nashville, it's I think it's the wealthiest county in the United States. And the mall is empty because nobody wants to go outside, and because everybody's afraid to go anywhere, and maybe people have lost their jobs, so they don't have any money to go waste money at the mall. So, yeah. Well, this is about church. The COVID fallout is real in church, too. It's real in church, and it's happening in church. And our church sort of seems a little immune to it, but we got right back to business. In the county we live in, there are no mask mandates. The county we live in, they're kind of like, you know what? We live where we live. The county we live in, our church is in the county right under us. We live real close to the southern edge of Williamson County. So in Murray County, the governor there said, "Hey, listen, y'all, it's America. Figure it out. Take your own temperature. Wash your hands. Don't be stupid, and don't go get COVID. And then we're not going to tell you what to do. It's called America." I love that guy. Okay, he's like, he's not going to pay attention to this crap. So where our church is in that county, and in that county, they've kind of said, be grown-ups and do what you need to do, So some people wear masks and some people don't. I'm really actually glad our church did not mandate masks to everybody to wear masks. And some people wear masks, and I have no problem with that. So wear those if you want to. I wear a mask sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I am an adult, and it's been a long time since I got a spanking from my dad. That was when I was a little kid. And they didn't spank me a lot, but you know what I mean? It's like, you're an adult. What do you need? Your mom to follow you around? Wear a mask. Psh. Wash your hands. Psh. It's like you're 40-some years old. Leave me your comments today. I see some of you guys watching this live feed. If you're live, leave me in the comments. If you're listening on podcast or on YouTube or whatever platform you're on, just go over, make sure you like the videos, share the video, subscribe to the video. And if you like to wear a mask, that's fine. I have a lot of volunteers in my leadership team that wear masks, and then I have some that don't. But you know what? If you're really, really scared of COVID, dude, stay home. That's why we do live streaming. Don't show up and be like, "Everybody get a mask on because I'm here." All right, just don't be a butthole is what I'm trying to say. I should probably just move on to this topic. This is just me ranting, and you can hear me being more and more honest in my podcast as I go on, and as I get to notice that sometimes people just don't want to be told what to do, especially adults, Americans. And, just the fact that Dr. Fauci a couple weeks ago said, the problem with this whole thing is the American spirit, and people need to just do what they're told. Well, I have a problem with that, and I know a lot of my Christian friends have a problem with that, and I know pastors have problems with that. Look, If we did what the government told us to do all the time, then we wouldn't be preaching the gospel. We wouldn't be talking about different things like homosexuality in church and things like that, because the government doesn't want us to do that. So guys, as pastors, as leaders, as Christians, let's just get some guts back, and let's just do what we're supposed to do, especially as an adult. Are you an adult? Wear a mask if you want to wear a mask. You know what I mean? Use hand sanitizer, wash your hands, stay home, go on the live stream. Don't come to church if you're worried. Don't come to church if you have at-risk people. But don't walk around like some of these crazy people, going crazy on people about wearing masks. That is ridiculous. I've had enough of that. But building a team during COVID is hard, because people just come to you and they're like, well, I can't do this because I'm not comfortable. And I get it. In our sound booth, we're shoulder to shoulder. There's no social distancing in our sound booth because we're tight. We're in there. And how can you socially distance on a small stage? You can't. So if you're high risk or if you have COVID, just don't show up. But then how do you build a strong team? In my building a team in my church, we've been trying to build deep, like 4 people deep, but it's hard because even the people that we had before COVID, some of those people are gone, and that maybe they'll come back, maybe they won't. You hope they'll come back, but I was talking to one of our volunteers the other day, and he's like, well, it's kind of good to stay home and just hang out. It's not, and he was just one of our musicians anyway. It wasn't like coming every week, but he's like, it's just easier to stay home, and it is. So at the church itself, we've kind of said, hey, stay home. Don't come, stay home. No big deal. Stay home. So getting the church to kick their good butts back in gear and get back involved and get back in together is going to be hard. And as a volunteer leader, as somebody who's leading teams and working, it's hard because people are just disappearing. And so what I think you have to do, what I'm doing, is trying not to lose hope, And we're launching a new series Thursday. It's called Sharing Hope. And we're inviting people to come and share their testimony. If you want to do that, if you're listening in this channel and you're not even from here and you want to do that, we can Zoom you in or webinar you in, whatever. We use different platforms. We can Zoom you in or restream you into our studio, and you can share your testimony. We want to share hope with people because as a leader, that's what I've been thinking about. We can't lose hope. We lost a bass player last week, and he just kind of said, hey, I got to take some time off. I don't think it was really because of COVID. But then again, COVID's messing everything up. It's messed up his business, messed up his ministry. So now he's like, I'm going to take a little time off. And that was hard because these are my friends. These are the people that I don't want to lose. These are the people I want to be around. And so, when you go and you kind of quit, it hurts. It hurts me because I've been there every single week. Hey, welcome. Consider others when coming out. What does that mean? Yeah, when you come out of your house, just make sure you pay attention to people. I don't think, and I'm not going to get into a big argument on my podcast, but I don't think that wearing a mask has anything to do with considering others. If you have COVID or if you're sick or whatever, consider others, stay home. Okay, don't show up in the public places and make everybody wear a mask. That is my own personal belief, so I get to have that. If you want to stay away from people, if you believe in that, social distancing, wear a mask. I don't believe really the narrative that everybody should, wear a mask for their fellow man. I believe that's basically ridiculous. And I believe, and I'm going to get into that on my other channel, but it's hard when you're trying to get people to volunteer and you're trying to build a team, and then, people are quitting left and right. It's emotionally hard. So I'm trying to stay positive. I thought the other day when one of our bass players quit, I was like, you know what? What if I just quit? I'll just quit too. I'll just quit too. And I really feel like that a lot of times during this. And I'm usually a pretty positive guy. So the COVID fallout isn't just people quitting. It isn't just people not coming to church. It isn't just people not wanting to do anything or be around you. It isn't just people getting sick. I mean, one of our worship leaders did get COVID, I think, a couple months ago. I can't remember if she's either been in quarantine because other people had it or she had it, whatever. I can't really keep track of everybody's COVID diagnoses. But hey, we've had times when we're losing members, and even our worship leader team is like, I can't. I'm going to have to be in quarantine. Somebody at my office got sick. Now I got to be in quarantine. I saw on the Facebook the other day, my friends, if you're sick in school and your kids have to go in quarantine, then you can't be around them. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that's the COVID fallout is well beyond in our church. Just people staying at home watching live stream. Even those of us who are like, I don't care, For me, honestly, I'm like, I don't care about COVID. I'm going forward. I'm young. I'm healthy. I'm going to I'm not going to be around people. If they start coughing, look, before COVID, if somebody started hacking and coughing up around where I'm at, I'm out of there. I pay attention because when I get sick, I lose work. When I get sick, I can't sing. I can't do my ministry. I can't do videos. I can't be on here coughing and hacking. So if you come around me and you start coughing and hacking and blowing your nose and stuff like that, you know what I'm doing? I'm leaving. I'm getting away from you. That's pre-COVID. Pre-COVID brain, okay? Somebody comes in there, starts hacking and coughing all over the place. Just get away from them. Now, you can't go into public and cough and hack. I'm afraid one time I had a little cough. I'm afraid to go anywhere and even sneeze, let alone cough or hack anything out in public because I'm afraid, they're like, show up like, what are you doing here? You got to get out of here. All right. So let me get back down to, I could do this all day. Okay. I don't want to lose hope though. I don't want to lose hope. I want to keep moving forward with my team. I want to keep building a team, not just my media team that I'm kind of like the lead media director guy now or whatever, just over those, trying to get those people involved, but even the worship team. Like tomorrow I'm meeting with another guitar player. I want to get people involved. I want to bring people in. I want to bring more people in so that we don't, if we lose a bass player, that's what I've been telling people on this channel from the beginning, that you have to continually train. Continual intentional training is the key to success. So that if you have 5 or 6 bass players, you're like, okay, if one of them gets COVID, then you're fine. You know what I mean? It's not like we don't care about you bass players getting COVID. And probably most likely it would be the bass player that would get COVID. That's a good bass player joke. It's always the bass player getting COVID. But if you have a bunch of bass players, then you're not going to worry. If you only have one bass player and he comes and he's like, yeah, my mom got COVID. I can't show up anymore. I've got to stay home. You're in trouble. So I know a lot of churches are in that scenario. And I know we have tracks, but listen, you got to be training down line. Okay. We want to have 4 or 5 people down each line. So if you have 4 or 5 bass players, I'd say 4 is a good number. We're a small church. We're at 4 right now. We're looking to see, are we at 4? And it's getting harder. I mean, because we had 3 and then one of them went to surgery. One of them went to, took a break, and now we have 1 who doesn't play a lot. But you know what this does? It opens up opportunity for more people to play, and it opens up an opportunity for you to get more people involved. So, at this right here, you can leave your comments, but if you look at this is part of the Foundations Worship Band Builder training, and each one of these is important. And I have a Foundations bundle. Actually, the Church Answers bundle is still available. It won't be much longer, but it is available right now. So guys, if you click on this, you're going to be taken right over, and you can actually get Foundations All Access Worship Team Training Bundle for the best price ever that we've ever offered it for, the whole thing right here. Oh, it looks like you can get a free ebook too from Dr. Rayner. But anyway, you can check that out. But what you want to start doing right now, what I'm doing is working on online training for my people. So guitar, vocal, piano theory, drums, bass. I got to send this to one of our new guys that's trying to learn bass this week. Electric guitar foundations, audio live stream. This one's big, and I know you guys are out there like, man, I need to do live streaming. I need to get on here. I need to because it is happening. Some of you guys are shut down. Your governors are like, hey, you can't even go to church, which is totally crazy. Not for this channel, but that is totally insane for them to shut down like that. And it's actually, we had an unconstitutional win this week in California. It looks like they were like, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Thank God for that 5-4 decision on the Supreme Court. But, it's interesting because it was only 5-4. It was only 5-4. You'd think that it would be a lot more. We're talking about religious freedom here. The churches, I think, need to take back the strong stance against the government doing these things and say, hey, we can wash our hands, we can social distance, we can do what we need to do, but you can back off because this is America. It's still America. The Audio Tech bundle is really good, and it's called Audio Tech /Livestream bundle. So if you click on this, right now you can enroll in this. And I actually think there is a Cyber Monday coupon that I'm going to throw out today. Now, I know today is Wednesday, but I don't care. It's Cyber Monday week for me, but I haven't even sent the coupon. I've been so busy that I have not sent the coupon, but I will. I will today. I'll send a coupon. And actually, I'll go ahead and tell you guys the Cyber Monday coupon. I'll put it in here right now. We're just going to call it Cyber Monday, and we're going to call it 2020. Okay. Cybermon 2020. Cybermon 2020. That is the coupon code, and it is going to be 50% off anything in the online store, any digital course. That's going to be 50% off any digital product, okay, from WTK. Okay, it's Cybermon 2020. And actually, you know what? We could do a Cyber Week, basically. It could be Cyber Week. I'm just going to call it Cyber Monday 2020. I'm going to extend that sale all week until next Monday. All right. So imagine those savings. It's going to be good. I need to get in there and get that done. The problem here is when people tell me, they're like, hey, I can't do this. I can't be here. I say, okay, you know what? I'm going to send you some links to our training because I want you to get involved. I don't want this to be a thing where you don't ever get involved. And so you can do this too. You can say, hey, you can tell people, hey, we're needing to do, we need bass players. So if you're at COVID risk, or if you're unable to do COVID church, you can be on live stream, but you can be learning your bass and drums foundations right now. We launched this whole product line right before COVID, basically went crazy. It was like September. So we had like the Christmas season, and then we got into the new year, and then all of a sudden, bam, but really, there's tons of resources here for you to train people. So if you're not 4 deep in every area, then you need to really consider the All Access bundle and then going to tell your people. Now, I know from talking to churches last year and all the beginning of the year, before COVID fallout, people were still like saying, hey, we don't have enough people. We don't have anybody like that could even sing or play. We put this out there. In fact, I've had some churches that have purchased the bundles, and then they're like, hey, I need to return this because I need to stop my subscription because nobody in our church cares. They don't want to play. There's nobody out there really wanting to do anything musically. And I get that. You need to go outside your walls. Even a church like us, who's fairly, we're in Music City, we're just south of Music City. We got musicians everywhere. You can't go anywhere without seeing musicians. We still have to open the doors to our product and say, our church product, like we have to open the doors to the people and say, hey, you can actually, you can do this in our church. You can play music in our church. Okay, so I know that's going to start the intro again. You can do this in our church. Why not do it? Why not play with us? Why not get together, come to a band practice? We still have to go out and actively recruit. If we don't, then it ends up being like a bubble that we're in. We need to be open. And that's one thing that I've learned over the years as a worship leader, and that's sort of that I'm just helping in my church, is I'm just always, especially now as the media director, I'm just up on people's face all the time. Like, hey, do you know how to mix? Hey, do you know how to, hey, have you ever used Logic? Hey, do you know what a mixing board looks like? Because once in a while I'll find somebody, yeah, I used to mix at my church, or yeah, I'm trying to become a producer, or yeah, I've been using Logic for years. I record my own music. We found people doing that. So why not go around and ask everybody every time you see a new face, man? I'm like hawking on those people. Like, hey, do you play guitar? Hey, are you a musician? Are you a musician? And they'll be like, no. I'm like, okay, cool, man. There's no harm in doing that. That's what you're going to have to do if you want to build a 4-deep team. We're looking at, let's count it up. So we have a drummer, a bass player, a guitar player. This is like the kind of the instruments we have. Guitar player, an electric guitar player, an acoustic guitar player. And let's say we have a worship leader. Okay, that's on stage, and a piano player. So that's 6 people on stage. And then we have a pro presenter guy, and then we have a live stream mixer, and then we have a front of house mixer, and then we have a live stream audio mixer. So there's 10 people, okay? And we're a small church. I'd say we're a pretty small church. There's 10 people. Now, times that by 4. It was good that it landed on 10, because then we can times that by 4. Now you have 40 people. So you need 40 people in your worship ministry, minimal. I would say minimal if you want to be really thriving. 40 people. Now that's a church where our church is averaging 100 to 150 even after post-COVID. I don't know what the real numbers are. I'm just making numbers up. I don't look at the sheets. I don't hawk on those sheets that count people. But I think we're probably anywhere from 100 to 200. Let's say we're 100 to 200 people, okay, depending on the week. And say that's a pretty small church. And, now I need 40 people. So that is a quarter, 20, 30% of our top number. We need 30% of people in our church are going to be involved in our worship ministry, or we're going to have to go get more people. Now, I don't think the pastor would mind if we went and got a whole bunch of new people. Every time somebody comes in, you got a whole family, 5 or 6 people. Okay, there's maybe the dad plays drums. Perfect, done, bam, he's in. Suck him in, get him in there, get him in drumsticks, get him playing, create some opportunities, and he's not going anywhere. I think that the worship team is part of the entire growth of a church. It's if it's done right, if it's done well. So if you're struggling, yeah, you're going to struggle. I'm not going to sit here and say we don't have 40 people in our ministry area. We're struggling, even with all the recruiting that we do. We still, I think, are down to 3 drummers. We're down to 1 bass player, and she's a new one. So, our 2 veteran guys have been playing with us this last year have been recently out. So we're down to, we have 4 worship leaders. That's good. You guys to think about. I can talk about this more. I'm going to be starting out our session for Hope coming up next, actually tomorrow. Worship the King, and I think it's something about hope, and we're going to be doing that. So you can actually join me in one of these sessions. So I can bring you into Restream, and I can talk to you as long as you have a microphone and as long as you have a headset. Then you can come in and you can be on the channel. You can share your own testimony of hope, because that's the one thing that I think we cannot lose track of is hope. Right now it's very easy to lose hope. It's very easy to go, I just don't care anymore. I just don't want to do anything anymore. I see it in my own guys. I see it in myself even. I'm fighting against it. But guys, I know it's hard. Lost jobs, lost friends, anything else, major life things. They say, back in the day, before COVID, they'd say, if you're going to move or get married or have a kid or have a new job, all of those things are massive stressors, like want to give you a heart attack kind of stress. If you put those together, let's say you move and get a job and get married all at once, you go in this just internal stress mode, so internally you're kind of like, ugh. So that's kind of what is happening with COVID. Not only that, there's no out. The COVID fallout is falling out, and it's like you're reaching up trying to grab onto something, and it's like, maybe there's a second wave. Maybe there's going to be another. Maybe there's going to be a national shutdown. Maybe we're going to open our business. Maybe not. So when everything else in the whole world, and I think this is probably psychologically what's messed up, when everything else in the world is good. We have a war here and a flood here and terrible things happening all around us. But your community, you go to Walmart and people are like, hey, how's it going? Would you like a sandwich? Here you go, whatever. Or you go through the drive-thru like, yeah, would you like to supersize that? And you're like, it's pretty good, it's pretty good. Maybe you're broke, but you're still like, hey, I can still go to Taco Bell. They got a $1 menu. Let's go do it. So now, because of COVID, everything's like, all of that could be true. You could be broke. And then you go to Taco Bell, they're like wearing masks, like, oh, sir, don't touch me, send your credit card, get away from us, And then you go watch the news, like more COVID deaths, more everything. In fact, yesterday I read this news article. They're getting refrigerator trucks in Ohio to put dead people, which I think is total crap, basically. But they're saying it anyway. So the fear is on tap, baby, all day, just... And then your people in your church are hearing that fear on tap, and then there's the real devastation of the COVID, of the real virus, that people are dying, that people have died from the flu or the COVID. What they call it now is the COVID pneumonia. So stuff is going on. People are really getting sick. I have friends that are sick right now. So you can't lose hope. We will hope in God. My friend Paul the other day, he left. We did a drum tuning, and he left. He said, if you're going to die of COVID, you're going to die of COVID. If you're going to die of COVID, you're going to die of COVID. If it's your time, it's your time. If your time is over on this earth, if you've done the Lord's work and it's time to be over, it is over. COVID or not. And that's what I think the world is. We need to be in the world, not of it. But think about it. We need to be understanding that God He knows when we're going to die. He already knows that. He already knows when we're going to die. So, yes, wear a mask. Yes, socially distance. Yes, stay at home, watch the live stream. But dudes, do not give up hope. And dudes, do something good, because we do want the world to return. We do want this world to return back to, some sort of, what do you want to call it? Happiness, prosperity, church growth. I mean, who wants to live in a crap world with crap church growth and everybody's depressed, and nobody wants to live like that. And so I'm looking forward to the future. And in general, I'm just like ignoring most of everything that's going on in sense of my own personal life. Like, yeah, everybody can be acting crazy and doing all this stuff, but I'm not paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to my next move for the future, because I actually do believe we are gonna have a good future. If you like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, share it, share your comments with me. You want to tell me whatever you want to think? Tell me what you want to think. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear it. And if you want to share your message of hope, if you have a testimony about what God's done in your life in the past, not about COVID, I'm talking about future hope moving forward, send me an email, a private message, DM, what do they call them, direct message, and we're going to start that every Thursday. It'll be like our Bible study, but it's really going to be focused on people, testimonies, and message of hope. The Bible says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony, and that is what we're getting ready to do here on Worship the King on Thursdays. God bless you guys. I'll see you on the next live stream.